Good morning. And welcome to this week's episode of the Upsticks channel. You may be wondering where I am. I seem to be in the middle of nowhere. Isn't that beautiful? Let me stand back. That is beautiful. Well, I think it's cue the drone shots. Here they come. Episode, I'm going to start by walking down to the village of Hartington. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do after that. It's supposed to be quite a hot day, although there's a lovely breeze up here on the top. It may be quite hot in the valleys around here, so I'll go to Hartington first, pick up a little bit of lunch and then decide what I'm going to do. As you can see, I'm walking down a couple of grooves in this long grass that I made myself just by driving up onto the top of the hill yesterday. But you'll find a lot more out about the campsite, as I said, if you watch last week's episode. Right now, let's get down into Hartington. This is the main camping field, but I always prefer to go up into the next field, which isn't always available and nearly wasn't yesterday. So again, watch last week's episode if you want to find out what went on last week. But the few facilities that the campsite has rather, are down here next to the farm buildings. It is a working farm, so things are going on all the time with tractors and things like that. To those new to this channel, the Upsticks channel, my name is Jan. I run the channel with my wife Jill. That's Jill. And sometimes featuring is our lovely little cat, Milo. He's here. But neither are with me this week, sadly. Come September, it's very likely that we're going to go off on big adventures in our van, all three of us. Starting off, our initial plans are to do a tour of Ireland, around the coast of Ireland and in the middle of Ireland. Why not? It's all a very beautiful country, north and south. If anybody wants to retrace my steps, to get to Hartington, you turn left at the end of the farm drive, through those gates that I've just passed, and you cross this stile on the left, and basically you drop into the Dove Valley, Dove Dale, and follow the river downstream to Hartshorn. So this is the first mistake you can make if you like missing that stile. Footpaths very well signposted, so it is a doddle, even if the gates are hard to get through sometimes. Why is there a gate and a stile? I don't know, and I'm stuck. Let go of me. I'm through. Latch it up again. Over the stile. Seems a bit over the top. Gate and a stile. And the sheep are good at climbing over things like that, I don't know. looking back from the next hill, you can see Pillsbury Farm Lodge on the left. On top of that tiny hill is my van, all alone. It was a very, very peaceful place to sleep. Very peaceful. Didn't hear a dicky bird all night. Literally no dicky birds. Loads of larks and things during the day, and a curlew as well that flies around. But at night, deathly quiet, beautiful. I haven't slept so well in a long, long time. Very loud lark there. I can just make him out to be far too high and small for you to see, but I'll just stand still a moment. I hope you can hear him or her. Apart from a tractor mowing a field in the background, the sound of that lark and the odd sheep is the only sound out here. And some crows. They have to stick their oar in, don't they? Well, this path is very, very easy. It's gentle downhill. An awful lot of it is nice grass like this. There's the odd tiny little bit of rocks you have to just walk across, but it's really tiny, so I would call this very easy. If you drive straight to Hartington from Pillsbury, or go to the campsite from Hartington directly, you go along that little track there, which is gated. And when my lad was very young, when I used to bring him camping in a tent, that sort of camping, when he was very little, we used to love coming along there, because me or him had to get out at every gate, open it, go through, and then close it again. So don't be put off by the gates. It's still a public right of way. It's just gated rather than having cattle grids at each field boundary. This style, the footpath actually goes straight on, but I'm going to drop down to, I think it's called Bank Top Farm down there, and walk along the little road, the gated road. I don't think there are any gates this far close to Hartington, but rather than go along the footpath, I'm going to drop down, if I can get down easily. Here we go, this way. I'm going to drop down onto that little lane and walk into Hartington that way. I should come out, if you know Hartington, I should come out where the little pond is and the cheese shop, rather than sort of higher up the village. Not that it's a big village, it doesn't really matter which way you go. Let's see where this takes us anyway. And sure enough, here's the first one of those gates that I've come across. So if you're in a van or a car or towing a caravan, whatever, don't be put off by these gates. It doesn't mean it's a private drive. It is a public road, but of course do close them after you, because they'll be to stop livestock coming along the road. There we go. Great fun for little kids to pop out and open up. They love doing that. Here we are, just coming into Hartington. It's taken me just over an hour, about 1 hour 5, 1 hour 10 minutes, something like that. And it's about 4.5 kilometres, not even 5k. If you come into Hartington this way, it's a very pretty way to come in. You're greeted by this pond, which sometimes has ducks in it. We'll soon find out. Well, I didn't know that. There's a little petrol station there. There you go. If you need some fuel, that's the place to go. Some lovely yellow lilies. And there's a little cheese shop on the right. I'm not going to go there now, because if I buy cheese now, it'll be all warm and sweaty by the time I get back to the van, so I'll pop in the cheese shop if it's open on the way back. But it's 11 o'clock and I'm actually going to go to the pub, the Devonshire Arms, to get a little bit of lunch. You may say that's a bit early, but in my defence, I did get up at 6 and have breakfast, and right now I'm starving. So there's the cheese shop. The old cheese shop information board. But I'm going to go over to that pub first, grab a pint. Well, let's see. I see people eating ice creams. That's not what I want. Serving food daily.
The garden menu at outside.
Hello, I'm on table 44, unless somebody grabs it before I get back. What alcohol-free beers do you have?
So all of these on the top are our alcohol-free.
Oh, quite a big selection.
Quite a selection, yeah.
Could I please
Yeah,
have
just on that windowsill there.
is it Birra Moretti?
Yeah, one of those.
Yes, please. And do you do sandwiches as well, or is it just
So
these?
it's just those, but we do have a special today, which is a roast beef ciabatta with chips and gravy.
Oh, that's a bit too. Could I just have? I'll just have some. Could I have the king prawns with lemon mayo, please? Oh, there's a lovely old post box. I don't usually review post boxes, but look at this one. That is rather grand, isn't it? Not quite sure how old it is. I shall Google that later and see if I can find out. Okay, well, I was impressed by that pub. It had about 4 or 5 different beers to choose from, rather than just one, or what quite often happens is no alcohol-free beers. So this is alcohol-free. At the moment I'm only drinking alcohol-free beers on the advice of a consultant, and a lot of pubs either don't have any, or they have one and they're just sold out, or something stupid. But I'm leaving the village of Hartington now. I'll come back to it later though. I'm doing a little circular route. I did speak to some people who did the route earlier today the other way round, and they recommended it, doing it this way round, so I'm following their advice. I'll tell you where it is in just a mo. I can just squeeze through here. Okay, the walk I'm going to do is out of Hartington, down Biggin Dale, and then Wolfscote Dale, and then back to Hartington. And it starts off down that very narrow path there. Not sure how long it's going to be, shouldn't be too long. So my plan is though to get back to Hartington to have one last little look around, pop into the cheese shop if it's still open, buy a bit of cheese, take back to the van, and then back at the van just enjoy the evening sunshine. That is my plan. Let's see how it unfolds. Well, I've never seen a stile this shape before. It's obviously designed to get your big boots through at the bottom, your skinny ankles through there, and your big bum through at the top. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, surprisingly easy to get through, but I was attacked by a nettle on the other side. Well, there's a first for everything, isn't there? Should you try and follow in my footsteps, don't be tempted by these little footpaths left and right. Just keep going along this lane, and eventually it gets to the bottom of Biggin Dale, as you'll find out shortly. Well, here's Biggin Dale proper. It's a dry dale, there's no river walking down it. But Wolfscote Dale does have water in it, so that's why it gets prettier this way round. This is a very pleasant little valley, isn't it? Yes, it's open. These are like nice big presses for something, for squishing cheese, I guess. Right, I'll go and buy a little block of cheese.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello there. Could I just have a small block of the Devonshire Gold, please?
Devonshire Gold?
Yeah.
That one?
That'll be fine, yeah, lovely, thank you.
Is that everything?
That's all, thanks, yeah.
4.20 then, please.
Lovely tart. Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Ka-ching! I think that worked.
It's a satisfying sound,
It is, isn't it?
Well,
Well,
just for me,
I was going to say, more for you than me, yeah.
There we go.
Lovely, that's great.
Thanks
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I have my little bag of cheese. Right, I'm now going to put this in my backpack and head off back to the campsite. After a lovely day out, I arrived back at the campsite and recorded this fantastic little outro. I then went and had some tea, sat down, had a beer, and just to stretch my legs a little bit, it had been a long day, I went for an evening stroll. When I got back, it was too dark to video what had happened, but hang on, I filmed it in the morning, so straight after this little break, you can see what the farmer had done about 8-9 o'clock at night. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. I wasn't going to film anything today apart from my time travel visit to the pub in Crowdycote. However, I went for an evening walk yesterday, just to loosen my legs up again. I think I overdid it yesterday. I walked far too far all in one day on a very hot day. But when I got back, the tractor had been around cutting the grass and has left my van on this little island of uncut grass, which looks very strange. I've done a few drone shots. I'll show you those now as well, because all in all it does look very odd. But unlike last time I came in my little V-dub, I wasn't here when they did it yesterday. I was, like I say, just went out just to stretch my legs when it cooled off in the evening. What it does show though is that farmers work flipping long days, because he must have come and done it, I don't know, 8 o'clock-ish, I think, something like that.